In fulfilling its commitment to ensure every child receives an education and that poverty is reduced, the government of Guyana has over the years constructed and rehabilitated over 1,000 schools countrywide. From 1994, 14 nursery schools in the hinterland increased to 116 in 2014. Primary schools moved from 111 to 139 and secondary from 5 to 12. Accompanying the construction and rehabilitation of schools was the upgrade of the facilities in many schools to include laboratories for science and technology. A number of dorm facilities have also been constructed and renovated in regions 1, 2, 7, 8, and 9 to accommodate the growing number of students. Among the major schools in Region 2, there is a Cottonfield, Charity, and Pomona Secondary and Dormitory. Region 3 has Greenwich Park Primary and Stewartville and Potentia Secondary Schools. Region 4 now has Diamond Secondary, Buxton Practical Instruction Center. For Region 5, there is number 8 Primary and Secondary and Bajiville Secondary. For Region 8, there is a Paramakatay Primary and soon-to-be completed Cato Secondary with a dormitory. Region 9 has Anai Secondary with a dorm and Sand Creek Secondary. In Region 10, there is the Watuka Day and Rockstone Primary Schools, Kwakwani Student Hostel and Linden Foundation and Wisber Secondary Schools. President Donald Ramatar, during a recent visit to Paramakatay in Region 8, underscored the need for children to be educated and outlined government's investments in the sector to ensure there are opportunities for all children.
If we see our interior as one of the new frontiers for development, that our interior got great possibilities of helping to advance the development of Guyana, then it is important that we arm our people, we give them the necessary groundings so that they will be able to do so. And most important is to give the children an opportunity.
The president also emphasized government's investment in education, which has produced top scholars in the region annually through the CXC examinations. He also pointed to the move to bring Amerindian students to attend President's College, which did not find favor with the opposition. However, the move was justified when an Amerindian girl from the Northwest District topped the school 3 years ago.
Let me tell you too, I see some colleagues here that I know from Parliament. When I used to attend the National Assembly. And I remember in 1993, when the government wanted to ensure we had just come to office, and we didn't have many secondary schools in the interior. And there was one school in Georgetown with a dormitory. And we wanted to bring the Amerindian students from the interior to go to Georgetown to attend secondary school because we had a dormitory there where the children could have stayed. And you know what the now opposition said? They said that we were going to President's College. That was the only school with a dormitory. And they said that if we bring the students there, that we were bringing down the standards of the school.
There are several programs put in place by this administration to assist in educating the children of Guyana, to which a $10,000 grant has now been added. To further Amerindian children's education, the government has provided solar panels so they can study at nights. A new school building constructed in Paramakatay Region 8 is another achievement in the advancement of education in Guyana. Assisted by Education Minister Priya Manikchand, the headmistress and students, President Ramatar cut the ribbon to commission the school that is equipped with a fully stocked library, sanitary block and solar panel. It was built at a cost of $80.5 million.
The commissioning of the first ever primary school built by the Basic Need Trust Fund at Paramakatay. 80% funded by the Caribbean Development Bank and 20% by the government of Guyana. The first 4 buildings were built with the aid of American missionaries, and they were not of this kind. Today, we see the type of school we were longing for. Our dreams have come to reality. Given this opportunity, the leaders, we will strive to develop the human resources that one day we will be in your coat and wear your hats or caps and wear your shoes as indigenous people from Paramakatay.
The school is intended to give access to safe primary schooling for 205 primary-age children in the Amerindian community who were attending an overcrowded school not conducive for learning and teaching. During his tour of the school and his interaction with the students, they assured him that they had received their exercise and textbooks. Education Minister Priya Manikchand noted that the way to rise out of poverty is for parents to prioritize and give their children the life they never had as parents. She declared that education is the future. The educational status of the parents has nothing to do with the future of their children. Residents of Paramakatay were urged to prioritize and give their children the life they never had.
We know these kinds of communities, it's very, very hard to deliver services here. When I hear people in Georgetown talking about it, I realize they have no clue what being in this region means. We could build a school here, but your children, many of you still couldn't come because of where the school is. It would mean you had to walk 2 hours to a 2 hours from. So we built dorms.
Hundreds of parents from Paramakatay and surrounding villages on November 12 collected the government's $10,000 cash grant. Minister within the Ministry of Finance, Juan Edgehill, explaining the reasons for the distribution of the grant, pointed to the belief of government that education is a way to a prosperous future. This, he said, has been ongoing for the past 20 years in Guyana through the provision of more schools and teachers and programs to keep children in school.
And in education, we are now working to ensure that we partner with you parents for the improvement of your child's education. I met a woman earlier when I landed and we were chatting, and I said to her, so how many children you were collecting for today? She told me 5. I said, you are a rich woman? She says, no, I'm not a rich woman. It's not my money, it's my children's money.
Meanwhile, whilst in Region 8, President Ramatar took the opportunity to review the progress of the new Cato Secondary School, which should be completed by the end of January 2015. The main structure carries a cost of $780 million, but on total completion with furnishing, lighting, fencing and security, the school will carry a cost of over $1 billion. It will be able to accommodate close to 400 students with a dormitory built to house more than 250 students.
That particular project is the single largest education project ever done to date in the history of our country, and it's located in Cato in the North Pacaramas. That school construction probably was started close to 2 years ago, and the actual cost currently it's about 780 million Guyana dollars. Of course, there are other costs associated with the complex, includes fencing, security, lighting, fixtures. So we're looking at maybe a project close to $1.1 billion upon completion. Upon completion, we're expected to house close to 400 students, and we have a dormitory that can take off maybe close to 250. That will take students from Kurkabaro, Paramakatay, Cato, Ausawa, Kurkabaro, and all surrounding communities. Because of improved access to education and because of all we've been doing in government over the years, a lot of more parents are now sending their children to school, putting pressure on our existing infrastructure at Paramakatay. So this school is going to ease us a lot in terms of the issues of space, issues of proper facilities for all our students, and so on. We're hoping to have a practical completion maybe at the end of January of 2015, and if all goes well, we're hoping to open school come Easter term, which I think begins maybe March or April of 2015.
Okay, so you mentioned that you're going to be expecting students from around the region.
Yes, correct.
Just Region 8?
Right now, because of the spatial issue, every term we charter aircraft to take children all the way to Sand Creek, which is located in Region 9, because of the space issue. We don't want an issue or problem because of space we leave children behind. We want everybody to have access to good education, quality education. So we invest lots and lots of money every term to fly these kids to Monkey Mountain, Kopinang, Korkabaro, all the way to Region 9. Of course, we support them during the term, and Christmas and Easter we bring them back. So when this school becomes operation, that should ease us with the movement of those students.
Some people may look at the number close to $1 billion and say, well, wow, that's a lot of money. But given the explanation you just offered, that those students are right now, government is spending a significant amount
Sure.
of money to ship them out and then to ship them back in.
Our focus over the past couple of years in Region 8, and more so over the last 2 decades, in Guyana has been on education and health, as you know. We don't think any project is too large or any money is too big to invest in the future of our children and in the health of our people. That is why we thought it best to invest in that secondary school. Mind you to say, we can brag and boast that will be the most modern secondary school upon completion. IT lab, TD lab, computer lab, science, physics, the works. We can probably boast that we're close or maybe even surpass Queen's College and Bishops in terms of facilities when this facility become operational.
This school will serve children from communities including Keto, Kurukubaru, Monkey Mountain, and other surrounding Amerindian communities. The provision of universal access to secondary education is among the new wave of commitments that government is committed to achieving, and more so to cater for the influx of children coming out of the primary schools now that Guyana has achieved universal primary education. The Because We Care $10,000 grant program, which was launched on October 11, 2014 in Bartica, was introduced to ensure that children continue to attend school and gain an education. Meanwhile, government's examination of ways to tackle the quality of education being delivered at hinterland schools is being done through the Hinterland Education Improvement Project. Residents from all the central villages in the central Rupununi were urged to point out the ways which they thought would improve the results of education in the region.
We are not happy with the quality of education that is being delivered and the results that are coming out of that quality in the hinterland regions. I believe we can do better. I know we can do better. I know our children are worthy of more. I know if we put more effort into what we do in these regions, these children will produce more. I'm absolutely sure of it.
She emphasized the importance of education to the current administration, stating that development is possible only through the education of people. This, she said, has seen the continued increasing budgetary allocations to the sector. However, she noted that there was no satisfaction at results coming out of the hinterland, hence the focus on the HEIP consultation.
This is a consultation because we want to hear from you what you think would best serve you, and we're making copious notes. At the end of this exercise, what we are going to be doing, so we spent 3 days in Region 9, which is going to cover Central, South Central, and North. We have to come back to Region 9 another day, but over the next 4 months, we'll be going to Region 7, Region 1, Region 8, and some riverine communities that are not in the hinterland regions. For example, Region 5 has Maraikabai, and there's Kwakwani in Region 10, and the Pomeroon River in Region 2, and so on. Over the next 4 or 5 months, we'll be visiting these communities and spending a lot of time in the communities.
Government is moving rapidly towards achieving full access towards secondary education, having already achieved the same in the primary sector.